Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are now convened for the fall 2013 commencement of Penn State Brandywine. We shall open with our national anthem. The words are printed on the inside front cover of the program. You may be seated. I'd like to introduce our platform party and ask each of them to stand when I recognize them. Dr. Julie Gallagher, Associate Professor of History and Women's Studies and our commencement speaker. Ms. Peggy Sharp, Vice President of the Advisory Board. John Tierney, Campus Marshal. And Paul DiCategno, Director of Academic Affairs. It's an honor to have each of you with us today. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our honored guests, faculty, family members, and friends. Thank you for joining us this morning. And to our remarkable 2013 graduates, congratulations, class of 2013. Before I introduce our distinguished speaker, let me say a few words to the class of 2013. Graduates, you've worked hard, and today we are delighted to recognize you for your accomplishments. We have been inspired by your work ethic, sacrifice, and determination. I commend you for what you have achieved. When you look back over your college experience, starting from those early days as a first-year student, you should take pride in recognizing how far you have come. Although it may have been quite challenging at times, you navigated the hurdles and completed the journey, and you are richer for the experience. You may not quite wish quite as rich for the experience. You've gained knowledge and wisdom through the course you have taken and through your relationships with faculty and classmates. But you didn't do it on your own. You had your support system right there with you, those who believed in you and believed in the values of a college education. So let's take a moment to give your parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, spouses, children, and other loved ones a big round of applause. You have enriched the life of our campus in many ways, through your contributions in the classroom, your competitiveness on the playing field, your volunteerism in service projects, and your participation in student clubs and organizations. You've brought energy and creativity to our community. We are a strong institution with a reputation for academic excellence. Employers continue to seek out our bright, talented Penn State students for jobs and internships, even in this tough economic climate. Our graduates demonstrate time and time again that they are well prepared for the demands of the workplace. So although I'm sorry to see you go, I'm confident you have the knowledge, skills, and ambition to take on whatever will be in the next chapter of your lives. And I'm grateful for the opportunity we have had to learn and grow together. As we say goodbye and wish you well, I want to acknowledge our faculty members who taught you, mentored you, and encouraged you. They traveled with many of you to international locales. They worked side by side with you on research projects that some of you got to present regionally and nationally, and they took a personal interest in your success. Thank you, faculty. What you have given our graduates will last a lifetime. And thank you to our alumni, advisory board, and staff for your contributions and your support for our students. Graduates, stay positive, stay focused, and pursue your dreams. I'm confident that you will succeed. Find something you are passionate about and work hard, but remember to enjoy life's journey along the way. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker. Many of you have benefited firsthand from the knowledge, commitment, and passion of Dr. Julie Gallagher, a distinguished member of our faculty and Associate Professor of History and Women's Studies. Dr. Gallagher currently serves as the Rosenberg Career Development Professor, a 3-year honor bestowed upon an outstanding faculty member at this campus. Since joining us in 2007, I should point out, she was one of the last hires I made before I retired as Director of Academic Affairs. Not that I'm bragging or anything. Dr. Gallagher has taught courses on the history of the United States, specializing in 20th century political history, women's and gender history, U.S. history in a global context, and African American history. She has presented her research nationally and internationally, including Uganda, Korea, Spain, and Brazil. Outside of campus, she is also a human rights activist and serves as legislative coordinator for Amnesty International in Pennsylvania and Ohio. On behalf of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, she has monitored elections in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Armenia, and Belarus. Last year, she published the book, Black Women in Politics in New York City. Dr. Gallagher has made a significant impact on our campus, and we're delighted that she joins us today. Please join me in welcoming her.
I'm very grateful to Dr. Franz for having hired me. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. And I'd actually like to start by thanking Dr. Franz, our Chancellor, the Director of Academic Affairs, Paul DiCategno, colleagues from Brandywine, friends and family who are visiting campus today for this wonderful event, and most importantly, you, our esteemed graduates. When I was asked to give this address, I realized I would be the last official word you heard from Penn State Brandywine. I was excited, but frankly, I was quite daunted as well. I know the great work your professors do in the classroom and the efforts you have put in to get here, so there is really nothing that I can teach you at this point. And so as a historian, I'm going to do what historians do. We look at context, we think about change over time, and we analyze causality. Why did things unfold the way they did? So for the next few minutes, please allow me to hold up a mirror for you and think about the context of your lives, all that has already transpired, and then leave you with the piece that we historians do our best to resist, thinking about the future and how to shape it. There are both great opportunities that await you, but also significant responsibilities, and I urge you to embrace both with confidence and trust in yourselves. So let me start with technology. I may be off by a year or so, but by my calculations, most of you were born between 1990 and 1992. So our context is the last 20 years or so. When I teach my US history survey, when we get to the 1920s, we talk about the emergence of mass culture. Out of a population of roughly 120 million people, upwards of half of that population went to the movies every week. And the radio had a similar effect. Its scale of proliferation during the 1920s was staggering. These two new forms of media technology helped forge a shared cultural experience in a country rich and at times torn by diversity, as ours is today. Literally 60 million people all saw the same film and talked about it, laughed about it, and learned from it every single week. When Jack Dempsey fought Georges Carpentier in 1921, the vast majority of Americans tuned into the radio broadcast to listen. So given all of this, I asked my students, do we have the same shared mass culture today? Let's see if we can come up with one song we all have on our iPods or MP3 players. Now, I've been doing this for probably 10 years, and I have never had everyone in the given class have one song in common. Since your birth, the capacity to break down information into bits and bytes of data has literally revolutionized our world. The advent of the internet and digital technology means that shared mass culture that emerged in the 1920s and that persisted through all of the 20th century has been profoundly transformed, if not obliterated. We listen to our tailored musical preferences and watch our favorite film genres on our personal devices. Sure, there are blockbusters that compete for box office receipts, but is half of the nation's population going to the movies every week and sharing in common culture? No way. Other than watching perhaps a Super Bowl halftime show or maybe the opening of the Olympics, I think that day is gone. And I don't mean to sound nostalgic, but you are the generation that's going to figure out what it means for our society. This is a revolution you were born into, and you're going to know far better than I ever will how we navigate this cultural landscape that is at once both atomized and deeply personal, but then spawns a global craze like Psy and Gangnam Style or the BBC phenomenon Downton Abbey, which has become one of the most widely watched shows in the entire world. In a similar fashion, and you know this, but I want it to really sink in, digital technology is changing the ways we interact with each other. I don't know about you, but I'd sooner leave the house without my shoes on before I would leave without my cell phone. That's how dependent I've become, and I suspect that may be how dependent you are as well. But it was not that long ago when if you were waiting for a friend to call, you had to stand in the kitchen by a phone on a wall and hope that your aunt didn't call and tie up the one line in the house. Let's make this a little more clear. One phone, 8 people in my family, and the phone was attached to a wall. Today, we can contact people at any time and from any place, and from almost any place, from our own personal smartphones. Think about what's happening when you're meeting a friend for dinner, and this literally happened to me just last week. We engage in almost real-time updates. I just parked the car, I'll be there in a minute. Walking to the restaurant, I think I see you on the corner. And then there's the big decision once you're seated. Do you turn it off, or at least put it face down on the table when you sit down to eat? Seriously, do we focus on each other? Are we almost unconsciously preoccupied with the blinking, vibrating device that sits next to the glass of water and more than metaphorically exists between you and your friend across the table? The ways we integrate new technologies into our lives needs to be grappled with at a serious level. There are wonderful opportunities, new business ventures you will pursue, and new relationships that you will spawn, but there are also social costs. We need to figure out not just dinner etiquette, but how do we manage the various tiers of relationships, our social media friends, friends we text, and then the almost intimate friends we actually call and have a voice contact with. In a virtual world where people compete to have Twitter followers and LinkedIn connections, and where young people find not just social networks, but also experiencing withering personal attacks, we have to get a better handle on this. We have a serious societal problem when some of our young people feel so devastated by bullying on social media that they take their own lives. We have begun to have the necessary hard conversations to figure out how to manage this new technology. But you are the people who are going to get us there. When we move from the important issue of social relations to questions about how digital technology is shaping our national security policy in the wake of September 11th, 2001, we face a whole other and very thorny set of questions. I won't go into detail in the interest of time, but on the home front, these questions are about the balance between national security and civil liberties, and internationally, they are about the nature of war and diplomacy. What does it mean when our government is collecting data, not just on our enemies, but on our allies and on us, US citizens? What does it mean that an unmanned aerial aircraft commonly known as a drone, that these are flying over countries that we aren't at war with and killing people. How should we think about this? Drones may minimize US military casualties, but what are the global political hazards of infuriating local populations when innocent civilians are unintentionally killed at the same time? Are drones worth the risk? You, as voters, as policymakers, as members of the military, have already had to grapple with this, and you will continue to for the rest of your lives. And this is another profound change that has happened in the last 20 years in your lifetime. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, I've heard these kinds of things from my grandparents before. The world changes all the time, so what? But I picked these few examples to remind you that you have a totally different way of engaging with people and with information than any other generation in human history. What does this mean? What are the opportunities that come from these changes, and what are the ethical responsibilities you will need to demonstrate? I don't have the answers, but we are counting on you to lead us in this exciting but also challenging conversations about how we as a society move forward. I want to move away from the technological changes and talk briefly about the political changes that have transpired in your lifetimes, globally and also within our nation's borders. Excuse me. I would be remiss if I did not start with the recognition of the passing of Nelson Mandela, one of the world's great human rights defenders. He was released from prison in February 1990, just around the time that you were born, after serving 27 years in prison for fighting to end apartheid, a system of racial segregation that brutally oppressed generations of black South Africans. In a historic election that I can still remember watching on television, Nelson Mandela was then elected to president in April of 1994. The end of apartheid in South Africa and the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 were optimistic moments. Many people around the world and across the United States hoped for a peace dividend as the Cold War came to an unexpectedly abrupt but generally peaceful end. Tensions between the United States and Russia definitely thawed, but the end of the Cold War also created some new, very troubling conflicts that have stretched to the breaking point the international human rights framework that was so carefully crafted in the wake of World War II's horrors. Most of you were young, so you may not remember this, but in the 1990s in Europe and in Africa, the world watched, and I do mean watched, as shockingly violent conflicts unfolded. These were the new wars of our time, and they raised some very challenging questions. The Republic of Yugoslavia was torn apart in a series of civil wars throughout the 1990s, and now no longer exists as a single nation. And in early 1994, ethnic tensions in Rwanda exploded into a devastating civil war. Both of these conflicts had internationally recognized genocidal dimensions. Human rights activists urged intervention. Local populations being threatened and slaughtered begged the international community to stop the killing. Political leaders and UN officials indulged in epic levels of hand-wringing, but they refused to act. National borders are sacred, and no political leaders want other political leaders looking over their shoulders to see what is going on in their countries. Inaction was the order of the day. Thousands of Bosnian Muslim men and boys were rounded up and murdered in Srebrenica in 1995, and hundreds of thousands of Tutsis and sympathetic Hutus were systematically murdered in 1994 in the course of 100 days. I could go on elaborating about civil wars in Liberia and Sierra Leone or Nepal and Sri Lanka, but I will spare you more. I will only say that it is not a settled question in our society or in the international community more broadly as to what, if anything, should be done when governments instigate or actively turn on and murder their own people. Should we intervene when our nation's economic or security interests are at stake? Should we intervene when 1,000 innocent people are killed, or 100,000? Or is there some magic number? We sit here today knowing this is hardly an idle question when we think about what's going on in Syria or what may be unfolding in Central African Republic. We cannot claim ignorance, and so we must acknowledge to ourselves and to each other that whatever we do or choose not to do is intentional. I should add that if these were easy issues to decide on, we would have solutions. They are hard, and they need careful thinking and the moral courage to lead all of us, including you. Not all has been grim. In the past 20 years, nation after nation in South America has transitioned from oppressive authoritarian regimes to dynamic left-leaning democracies that are charting a new and often exciting path into our future. And within your lifetime, in 1993, more than 20 European countries came together to create a political and economic entity called the European Union. This may sound a bit mundane, but I want to remind you that only 50 years earlier, the continent experienced a war on the scale unknown in human history. These international changes absolutely open up new possibilities, especially for the entrepreneurs among you. It is not only a cliche, but it is also a reality to note that you, live in a global society. Our interconnected world is rich with opportunities if you're willing to take some risks and embrace the challenges. The last thing I want to reflect on is the political change that has unfolded within our own borders during your lifetime. When you were born, there were 2 women in the United States Senate. Then in 1992, we had the Year of the Woman, and the number jumped to 6. This made national headlines. There were TV programs, and scholars wrote books about it. And in fact, it was quite a big deal. And ever since that Year of the Woman, we have been inching up slowly, and we now have 20 women in the United States Senate. This is progress. Yet when she arrived on the Senate floor to be sworn in 2011, Senator Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire was told by the doorman that she wasn't supposed to be there, that the desks were only for senators. Today, women in public office are not quite exotic oddities, but I would humbly suggest that we have a long way to go before we get anywhere near parity. One of the biggest hurdles is getting women to run for office, to see themselves as viable candidates. And so, young women in the audience, I urge you to think about a political career. We need your wisdom and your talents, and I've taught you, so I know you have both. You were too young to vote, but perhaps not too young to remember that in the year 2000, the nation had an exceptional presidential election. In a case of utter failure of voting machines in Florida, the presidential election was decided by the Supreme Court in Bush v. Gore. While many people were frustrated by the flawed process and by the outcome, especially since Gore won the popular vote, the nation remained committed to its institutional structures and rule of law. In other parts of this is not so new, but it is important to note, and frankly, it's very impressive. In other parts of the world, fragile states were breaking out in civil war, and in emerging democracies, presidents were busy urging legislators to amend constitutions so that they could extend their times in office. In the United States, in the wake of a political crisis, people maintained their trust in the political system, and the Democrats said, "We'll get you next time." This is part of your political lives, and so is the historical election of Barack Obama to the US presidency in 2008. There are many elements that went into his victory, including decades of struggle for racial equality by generations of civil rights activists. But on Election Day, it was also in part because of young people like you that Obama won, and then was reelected last year. It is within the lifetimes of a number of people in this room that in the American South, racial segregation was still the law of the land when they were born. And where it wasn't the law, it was the practice in the South and in the North. That we now have a man of color in the White House leading the nation does not mean that racism has been eradicated in this country by any stretch. But it does suggest that change can happen, especially generationally, and that change is really important. One man's election, of course, does not change a political system as established, and battle-worn as ours. And so you, as citizens, will need to engage within your communities, or as grassroots activists, or within organized political parties to fight for the things you care about and for your vision of a just society. The decision to shape the future, that decision is yours. The issues are many, and the time is now. When you leave Brandywine, I urge you to build on the civic and community engagement you have already done and continue to make the world a better place that you have done such a good job doing. There are many more important things that have changed in your lifetime which are generating exciting job opportunities, but they also present unanticipated challenges. These include managing climate change, the exploration for new forms of energy, including the use of hydraulic fracturing, and healthcare, helping the nation navigate the ongoing expansion of civil rights for gay individuals and gay couples, and for finding the right policies for immigration. And this is only a partial list, I could go on. But instead, I will close with this. You are our future. I am in your hands. We are in your hands. My children are in your hands. You will be our teachers and our small business owners, our farmers and our military leaders, our policymakers and our accountants. You will be our corporate executives and our medical professionals and our lawyers. You are our future. I've reflected on the content you have already lived through and thought about and the meanings of these changes. And now this is your time to shape the future, to define the meaning of change and to go for it. Whatever you do, do it with passion, with the thoughtfulness you have so often shown, and with the intellectual skills that you have honed here at Penn State Brandywine. No one needs to tell you that life beyond this campus can be challenging. Many of you came to us with a plate full of adult concerns. You've taken care of children, of parents, and of sick relatives. You've worked not just to pay for school, but to keep the lights on and the roofs over your head. You are a strong, hardworking, and determined group of graduates that I am proud to have had the opportunity to share class time with. I also know what you're capable of, and I urge you to believe in yourselves and to go for all that life can give. When you come to a closed door, don't be afraid to lean in and shove it open. When you come to a fork in the road, don't be afraid to choose the path less trodden. I wish you all the very best, and thank you for the chance to have shared some thoughts with you today.
We have a tradition of giving a little memento to those who speak at commencement, and I'm pleased to present you with surprise of surprise, a Nittany Lion. It is with pleasure that I now recognize Ms. Peggy Sharp.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania State University is its Board of Trustees. This is the entity that by our charter is given complete responsibility for the government, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to our university. Whatever responsibilities are delegated, ultimate authority rests with the board. I am authorized to direct the Chancellor to confer degrees in the name of the university and represent President Erickson at the ceremony.
Today, we continue a tradition we began at the 1992 commencement ceremony. As our graduates come forward to receive their diplomas, they will have a brief opportunity, if they so choose, and they don't have to, although we'll moan if you don't, to recognize and to express their gratitude to family and faculty who have helped them along the way. You should feel no pressure to do this, especially since the ceremony is being broadcast around the world on the internet. Mr. Sean Manderson, President of the Brandywine Constituent Society, representing the Penn State Alumni Association, will greet the graduates as they exit the platform and will present an alumni pin to our graduates, recognizing them as alumni of Penn State University. Will Mr. Manderson please stand? Before we begin the formal part of the ceremony, I just want to say this is a family event. We encourage families to participate. If you want to come up and take a picture as your graduate receives their diploma, feel free to come up and do it. We ask that you wait until it's time for your graduate to be here and then move on. I also ask that as the ceremony progresses, I know people start getting a little rambunctious because their graduate's done and they want the thing to move on, but each graduate deserves their moment in the sun, so we ask that you try and keep any side comments to a minimum. Today we call forward our graduates each, oh, I'm sorry, I'm speaking your line. Never mind, I'll stop.
Thank you, Dr. Franz. Today we call forward our graduates, each of whom has completed the requirements of the university in his or her college of study. Some of these students have also met the requirements of their college to graduate with distinction, representing the top 2, 4, or 6% of their graduating class. It is with pleasure that we honor them. Will the candidate for the associate degree please rise? I am pleased to present this worthy and approved candidate for conferring of the associate degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the associate degree of your college.
Professor Lynn Hartle will escort the candidate for the associate degree of your college. I now present Latek Murphy, Associate of Arts in Letters, Arts, and Sciences.
Where do you want us?
I want to just, first of all, give all the praise and honor to my Lord Jesus Christ and Savior. Because this has truly been a long time coming. I started out in 1995. It was interrupted in 99 when I got hurt, and then it started back last year. And I just have to give all the honor to him, because without him, this would not be possible. I want to also give thanks to all my family, my friends, everyone. And I thank you guys for always praying for me, being there for me, encouraging me. I want to just thank all my professors, everyone in the advising center, librarians, the janitor ladies, the cashiers in the cafeteria, in the bookstore, my advisors, just everyone on this campus that just gave me an encouragement smile. And I thank you guys for always encouraging me. You have no idea how much it all meant to me. I thank you guys, and I'm going to miss my 3 semesters here at that I have spent here at Brandywine. God bless you all. And for the class of 2013, I wish you all the best.
Will the candidates for degrees from colleges located at University Park please rise? Dr. Franz, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for conferring of their baccalaureate degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the baccalaureate degree of your college.
Professor Catherine Meehan will escort the candidates for the baccalaureate degree of science. I now present James Peterkin, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering and a minor in Business. Daniel Lawrenson, Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness Management. Brittany Prey, Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. James O'Sullivan, Bachelor of Science in Economics.
I just want to thank my family sitting over here for helping me out over the past couple of years. Thanks, guys.
Now we call forward our baccalaureate graduates who have completed university college degrees. Dr. Franz, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the conferring of their baccalaureate degree. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in American Studies please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree in American Studies.
Professor Phyllis Cole will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in American Studies. I now present Alyssa Berner. Hannah Grinwis.
I actually just want to say something, obviously. Thank you to my parents. Oh, wow, thanks, sorry. Thank you to my parents for, sticking with me through all of this, through the hard times, through the good times. And a special thank you to Dr. Gallagher and Dr. Cole as well for leading me down this academic path. Thank you.
Catherine Leza.
Just really quickly wanted to just say thank you so much to my lovely family and friends who have been there supporting me this whole time through this seems much longer college career. I especially want to thank all my faculty that I've had. Everybody at Penn State Brandywine has been so wonderful. Especially want to thank Dr. Cole and Dr. Gallagher. There's no way I could be here up to today without their support, so thank you so much.
Andrew Myers, graduating with a minor in history and political science.
I'd also like to thank my parents and my family, as well as Dr. Cole and Dr. Gallagher for their encouragement as I forge my future. Thank you.
Douglas Peruso.
I want to quickly thank my mom and dad for always being there for me. Good times, hard times, bad times. They've always been there for me. They shaped me into the man I am today. I'm eternally grateful. Also, Dr. Gallagher, Dr. Cole for helping me through my career here at Penn State. Took a little bit, but I did it. Thank you.
Daniel Rhodes.
I'd like to thank my family for coming out today and supporting me like they always have, and they will continue to do so. And I'd also like to thank the faculty and staff for making my time here wonderful and such a pleasure, and for their continued support and everything that's led me to this day. So thank you very much.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Communication Arts and Science please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree in Communications Arts and Sciences.
Professor Wayne McMullen will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication Arts and Science. I now present Nicole Apgar. Megan Armstrong.
I just want to say thank you to my family and friends for all your love and support. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. Congratulations, everybody.
Lisa DeCroce.
I'd like to thank my family, friends, and professors for all of your support and guidance throughout the years here. You've made this a very memorable experience, and I will take these memories with me for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Ashita Saha.
I would just like to thank my family for being here and supporting me, and my professors for always encouraging me to become what I am today. So thank you, everyone, and I will surely miss Penn State Brandywine.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in communications please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree in communications.
Professor Hans Schmidt will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in communications. I now present Lawrence Basher.
I'd just like to thank my parents. Took a little longer than we thought, but thank you for sticking with me. Thank you.
Kathleen Curley.
I just want to start by thanking God through getting me through this. For my parents, my whole family, thank you for your love and your support and your prayers. Shout out to my volleyball girls, my Fab Five. Don't know where I'd be without you guys. Thank you.
Alicia Davies. Alan Giese. Michael Henry.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, and my entire family.
Katie Kashner.
Thank you, Penn State Brandywine, for the memories, the friendships, and the outstanding education. And most of all, I'd like to thank my mom and dad and my family for always supporting me, believing in me, and pushing me to be my best. I love you. Congratulations, graduates.
Ross McNeil.
I just want to say thank you to my beautiful mother and father right here, my in-laws, my brother, my sister, and of course my beautiful wife. You're my rock. I wouldn't be here without you. And little words of wisdom to the class of 2013. Stay curious, stay hungry, and never settle. Thank you.
Joseph Madursky. Corinne Naimi.
I just want to thank my family, my friends, and my teachers who always supported me.
Gregory Shields. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in English please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree in English.
Professor Adam Sorkin will escort the candidate for the Bachelor of Arts degree in English. I now present Brittany Egan.
Well, I didn't plan on saying anything, but my younger siblings have been torturing me for a shout out, so thanks Beck, thanks Dan, thanks to my family, and congrats everyone.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Letters, Arts, and Sciences please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Arts degree in Letters, Arts, and Sciences.
Professor Patricia Hillen will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Letters, Arts, and Sciences. I now present Paul DiMartino.
I'd just like to thank everybody that has helped me get to this point, friends, faculty members, and most of all, my family. Thank you.
Joseph Hillen.
Joseph, or I think Steve, right, is better. His diploma is going to be presented by his mother.
Well, it's been a very long journey. I'm proud to be here today. I want to thank my family for all their love and support. My brother and sister flew in today to surprise me. They've always been there for me, and especially my mom and my dad. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, so thank you.
Giorgio Villone. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in psychology please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree in psychology.
Professor Pauline Guerin will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science degree in psychology as it pertains. I now present Sean Bender.
I first want to thank Dr. Lightfoot, Dr. Guerin, and Dr. Martin for being truly inspirational. And I would love to thank my mom for being the biggest inspiration in my life. Thank you so much. I love you and my family. Love you guys. Thank you.
Leanne Foster.
I think this is supposed to go on this side now.
No, not yet.
Not yet? No? Okay. Jumping the gun. All right, I would like to say a little something. The two speakers spoke a little bit about passion, and I just want to say that I have found an absolute passion in psychology, and I would like to thank my professors for continuing that passion. To Dr. Guerin, to Dr. Martin, who helped me pioneer the psychology club here at Penn State, Brandywine. Also to Dr. Giancola for helping me continue my passion for research in psychology, and especially to Dr. Zosh. You know how amazing you are, and you've taught me so much, and you continue to be a mentor for me both professionally and personally. So I hope to continue our relationship. Thank you.
Nicole Konezny.
I'd just like to thank my family, especially my mom, the psychology department, and everyone at Penn State Brandywine. Congratulations.
Afolashade Busari.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank God, my family, for letting me know that failure is not an option. I'd like to thank everybody, my family. I'd like to thank the faculty member, especially Dr. Martin, Dr. Guerin, so many people. I was like, they call those both of them, they call them my mothers. When they say mom, I'm like, oh, Dr. Martin, oh, Dr. Guerin. And then I want to thank Dr. Lightfoot for leading me the right way, and Ms. Brown, because I go to her every day for everything. And I would like to thank everybody else that impacted me. Danny, I'd like to thank you too for my wardrobe. And thank you.
Michelle Tamburino.
I'm not sure if I have 30 seconds or 3 minutes, but I'll keep it short. I just wanted to thank all the faculty and staff, especially the psychology department. I'd like to thank Barb. Thank you. I'd like to thank Dr. Giancola. I'm not sure if I see her. I'd like to also thank all the staff here at Penn State for keeping the campus clean and safe. Rochelle, I'm not sure where she is today, but thank you. I also like to thank my family, my friends who couldn't make it today. My little sister Lauren, who's watching in Colorado, thank you. I'd like to thank Speeders and Wonder Woman in Ireland, and my mom and dad in Ireland. And I also like to thank my family and friends that are here. My husband, Christopher, thank you. My mom and dad, thank you for the support, the patience, the guidance, your love, everything. Thank you so much. And I also like to thank my Uncle Dick as well, who is up front and personal. Thank you. And for the class of 2013, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. Go forth in your new journey with pride, courage, and be leaders of many. Thank you.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in business please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degree in business.
Professor Francis Green will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in business. I now present Joseph Barnholt.
I just want to thank my family and all my professors for their support over the years. Thanks.
Maxwell Berry.
I also wasn't planning on saying anything, but if you ask my girlfriend Lauren, she'd say I'm the most rash person in the world, so I would want to keep that title. I want to thank all my professors, especially Dr. Godshock, I don't know if she's here, Professor Janishak, Dr. Stanton, and Dr. Taylor. My girlfriend Lauren, thank you for all your support over the last 3 years, and my family, especially my mom. I love you.
Brian Helmig.
I just want to thank all my friends, family, and all my professors for their support. Thank you.
Stephen Negrati.
Guess because they asked me to. Thanks everybody that supported me, especially my family and my mom who helped out review almost every one of my papers. But thank you guys. Congrats to everybody.
Daniel Scorzetti.
I'd like to say thanks to my family, my friends, and everybody who's been with me for so long.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Health and Human Development please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree in Human Development and Family Studies.
Professor D.J. Stakich will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Human Development and Family Studies. I now present Kimberly Body.
Wow, it's been a long journey. And I'm going to leave here a little wiser and a little stronger. But I also want to thank the professors that engaged me, enraged me, and educated me, and helped me learn more about myself. I won't be long, but I promise I need to say thank you. Dr. Lightfoot, HDFS 239 was a trip. Thank you. Dr. Evans, you have engaged me, enraged me, educated me, supported me, and guided me, and I will always take that with me when I leave here. This is the best birthday present that I could have. It was 30 years in the making, so dreams don't die. Miss Meehan, may God bless you. You and I have had our ways, our differences, but it was by you engaging me and enraging me at certain points that made me a better woman. DJ, I cannot pronounce your last name, and for that I humbly apologize. You have been a breath of fresh air, and I thank you all for helping this old lady cross the finish line. Thank you.
Volon Bird.
This has been a long time coming. I graduated high school in 2003, and I had a lot of obstacles and barriers, but I did it. And I want to thank Professor Meehan first and foremost for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my mom and my dad who've always constantly supported me. I want to thank my boyfriend and my best friend, Sanika, for always being there for me. I want to thank my sister, and I want to thank everyone who has been there. I have came from a welfare to work participant to now being a supervisor in the program, giving back to the community and helping women like me learn and know they can make their dreams come true. And last but definitely not least, my daughter Jada. I'm so happy she could be here to see her mom do it. And I want her to know, no matter what happens in life, you can do it too, baby. I love you. Thank you.
Michelle Cassidy.
I'd like to start out by thanking my family, my mom, I love you, and my beautiful daughter, Kylie, she's my motivation. I'd also like to thank Kathy Meehan for all your support and guidance, and all my professors, and a special thank you to Dr. Harold Levy for being an inspiration. You're an exceptional professor and role model. Thank you, and good luck, everybody.
Stacy Cassidy, graduating with high distinction and a certificate of youth development and social justice.
I just want to start by thanking my beautiful babies, Benjamin and Samantha, for being so proud of Mommy this morning. For my wonderful husband, it is absolutely impossible to do anything without the amount of support that you've provided. My wonderful family, it's unending, and I thank you so much for that. I'd like to really thank the wonderful professors in the HDFS department, specifically Dr. Zosh and Ms. Meehan, for holding my hand in so many emotional crises. You have no idea how much that support helped. And a huge thank you to all of the girls in the HDFS internship program, because we all know we could not have done this without each other. It was impossible. I love you all, and you have all earned everything that you have done today.
Amanda Clausen.
Okay, I'm really bad at speeches, but I'll be quick. I want to thank the support from my teachers and my friends. I want to thank the encouragement and motivation from my boyfriend. And last but not least, I want to thank my mom for all her help throughout school and my family. Without her, I wouldn't have got through any of this. Thank you.
Catherine Cowan, graduating with a certificate of Youth Development and Social Justice.
I'd first like to thank my family and friends. Without them, this would not be possible. And also give a shout out to the athletic department for all their support. And also a shout out to my Fab Five girls in the back. Love you.
Kathleen Ford, graduating with distinction and a minor in civic and community engagement.
Dr. Unezi said I had to write a speech. Here it is. I'll be quick. This has been a long time coming. It's an extraordinary day for me. Learning as an adult student has been such a gift. Coming to Penn State and standing here today has been a journey, and while on this journey, I have been aided and guided by some magnificent people. I must acknowledge and thank them at this time. First and foremost, I could not have come this far without the love and mercy of God. I just couldn't have. Next, thanks goes out to my family, especially my husband, Stephen, my 3 children, Dylan, Tessa, and Jack, who put up with not having me around, finding my elusive Word documents that I thought I lost, and being quiet when I studied. To my mother, who inspires my hard work ethic every day. To my adopted family and my extended family who watched my children, listened to my complaints, and loved me. My supervisor and friend, Patrice Scanlon, thank you for showing me it's okay to want to work and achieve at an extraordinarily high standard. To my incredible professors, especially Dr. Unezi, Dr. Smith, Dr. Goldschmidt, and Mrs. Meehan, who inspired me to learn every day. To my outstanding advisor and friend, Dr. Zosh, I messed up your name. I would not be here without you. Thank you for answering my frantic emails at midnight, telling me to suck it up. And certainly, but not least, Gail Ray. I don't know where you are, but thank you, and I would not be here without you. To all of our HDF majors, we did it. We're here. Let's celebrate.
Micheline Foxworth.
You need to get something at a hat, too. No, put your head down. Put your head down. We have to get a picture of that.
For all of my classmates, y'all know I'm not too good with standing in front of a crowd, but I'm gonna try my best. I might be a little nervous. First, I want to thank God, because without him, nothing would be, all this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank him for allowing me to graduate with the GPA I graduated with. Also, allowed me to get a job within my career. Not too many people can say that, and I'm thankful for that. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, cousins. I want to thank my best friend, Elena, my best friend, Marquise. I want to thank my wonderful boyfriend and hopefully soon-to-be husband. I want to thank my classmates. I want to thank Kathy Meehan, because without you, it wouldn't be possible. I know you was always tired of seeing m.foxworth in your email address, and you still will see it, so don't get worried. And the most important person I want to thank is my godmother. Without her, I wouldn't be here. I mean, for tuition and crying, everything I needed, I want to be here. Oh, Mom, and I also want to thank you for letting me use your car, because you know I hate accepting. And to my wonderful classmates, we did it. I love y'all. Congratulations.
Leah Gallagher.
I want to thank Mikey and Mikey, two are my best friends. I love you guys more than you'll ever know. Mom and Dad, I did it. I literally couldn't have done it without you. And Dad, I'll never forget what you told me driving home from the 6th grade science fair. You said to not pick a career based on money, just do what makes you happy. And today, I'm happy. This is for you guys.
Kalisha Gibbs.
Hello. I am so happy and excited, I'm telling you. And I would like to first thank God for everything, all the strength, everything. He's the reason why I'm standing here. And I would like to thank my family and friends, my mother, Mr. Barry, my sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, best friends. Y'all all mean so much to me, and most of all, my daughter. She's only 9, but she got my back, I'm telling you. Anything I decide to do, she got my back. I love you, Rakai. Miss Meehan, I love you so much. Thank you for everything that you do for me. You do so much, and you mean so much to me. I really want you to know that, and I will always stay in contact with you. And another thing, I will stay positive, I will stay focused, and I will pursue my dreams. Thank you. Oh, thank you. The rest of the HDFS class, thank you.
Jessica Gray.
Thank you.
Sherry Harper.
We've got a few friends here. Congratulations.
I would like to thank Jesus Christ. If it wasn't for him right now, I wouldn't be standing here. I would like to thank all the HDFS professors who supported me and guided me throughout this way. I would like to give a special thanks to my mom, my rock, my everything, and my family and friends sitting over there. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Dane Hill.
Thank you. A little more of a dramatic entrance than what I planned. Okay, I want to thank Mom, Dad, over there, my whole family, my grandfather, who just instilled inspiration in me everywhere I went, and to tell me never to give up. And I want to thank Mr. Gassner and the athletic department for this wonderful internship they had blessed on me this past semester. I also want to thank Miss Meehan, because without her, none of this, not even an internship, would be possible. And last but not least, I want to thank my very best friend, Samantha King. She's been my rock for the last 2 years, letting me vent just talking to her. And when I wanted to drop out, she would give me a kick in the ass 300 miles away because she was at main campus. I love you.
Megan Kelly. Graduating with a minor in civic and community engagement.
Hello, I just wanted to say thank you, especially to my mom and dad, and my grandmother, my brother and sister, and my husband who were able to make it out here today. This wouldn't be possible without you, and thank you also to the HDFS faculty, especially Dr. Zosh, my advisor, and Ms. Meehan, my internship coordinator. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Caitlin Larkin. Michelle Metimano. Brittany Ray.
Holy crap, I didn't actually think this day was real. I want to say thank you to my friends and my family and my boyfriend for being so supportive. And I haven't been at Penn State Brandywine for very long. I kind of transferred here late in the game, but thank you to the professors that I had while I was here for kind of making me feel welcome. So, yay.
Sladana Romano. Graduating with a minor in civic and community engagement.
I have a little speech that I typed, double space, at least I learned that so far. Okay, since English is my second language, I will speak in Serbian. For translation, Dr. Đurađ Stakić afterwards, or Google Translate. Veliko hvala mom najdražim profesoru i mentoru dr. Đurađ Stakiću za naše eglene na srpskom jeziku. Hvala dr. Jennifer Zosh za strpljenje i inspiraciju da se opredelim for research option. I would like to thank to my professors, Patricia Hillen, Dr. Julie Gallagher, Dr. Evans, Dr. Smith, Dr. Goldschmidt, the best math professor of all, Daniel Parrish. Thank you for making sure I'm doing okay and letting me know I can count on their help or just simple motivational chat. I would also like to thank to Diane Shorter from Student Affairs for always knowing how to help me with my immigration forms. I would like to thank President Obama for making immigration easier. It helps a lot. Thank you to my fellow students who have made me feel welcome in this country, this campus. Lastly, I would like to thank to my family, my parents and my sister who are back home in Bosnia, my sisters who are here, my friends who are here, my friends from all around the world, from South Africa to Philippines, Bosnia, England, States, Argentina, and all the other countries I can't think of now. I would also like to thank to my in-laws family, my Romanos, And last but not least, my amazing husband. We did it. We got a sword of education. And last but not least, Sive Lobanje Silom. I have the power. Cheers.
Maricela Santos.
This hat is not agreeing with me. I wear my hair curly for my mom. Not everyone gets to pick their families, but my family picked me, and I'm grateful. I told Boyle I wouldn't cry, but I did. I lost the bet. All I can say, this has just been a journey. I'm leaving with so many different families. I have my HDFS family, my IT family. I'm just really grateful, and I can't even go on from there. Hi, Seth. Mommy loves you.
Ryan Scanlon.
Thank you. Do I talk here?
Yes.
First of all, I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ, who is my master and savior. Everything I have is his. I want to thank my mom and dad, who are my greatest supporters. I would not be here without them. And 2 faculty members, Mrs. Meehan, who has helped me get through this the whole time, and Dr. Martin, who was a huge help with the research and helped me a lot. Thank you.
Shanora Scott.
My heart is beating really, really fast. It's different up here than sitting down there. I want to thank my son, Jaden. I love you so much. You're the reason why I'm here. Grad school, I'm going right to grad school after this because of you. I want to be the best person for you. I want to thank my family, my mom, John, Brianna, my oldest sister, Sharonda, Samika. Y'all, it's serious. I'm the first one to graduate from college. It's that serious. I got a 4.0 this semester. My whole HCFS class, internship class, but my 2 main ones, Micheline and Kalisha, y'all was my inspiration this semester. Thank y'all so much. Miss Meehan, thank you so much. Without you, I couldn't have did it. Dr. Zosh, thank everybody. This was truly something special. I said I wasn't gonna cry, but look. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Nicole Simpson.
Like Sonora, it's an honor and a privilege to be up here. I'm the first person in my family to also go to college and graduate as well. I'd like to thank God, first of all, my Lord and Savior, for just being there and just guiding me through these 4 years. And I also like to thank my family. I love you guys and all your support, and my fiance as well. And I'd like to thank all my friends who've helped me study and do all those study sessions. Thank you guys. And I also like to thank all the faculty, all my professors, and special thanks to Dr. Harel Levy. You are such an inspiration to me. Thanks.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Information Sciences and Technology please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Bachelor of Science degree in Information Science and Technology.
Professor Nanette D'Imperio will escort the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Information Sciences and Technology. I now present Christopher Acker.
I just want to say congratulations to all those that went before me and all those that come after me. I want to thank my family, especially my mom, my dad, and my grandparents. For without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. And I want to thank my professors, especially Professor Wozniak and Professor D'Imperio, for helping me get through everything and their wealth of experience and knowledge on the topic of information sciences and technology. And I want to thank Penn State.
Mark Elser.
First and foremost, I want to thank my family for all their support. Thanks for coming out here today. And I wanted to thank the Google search bar for being there for me every day. Thanks. Thanks to my professors, too. Thank you.
Alexander Harvey, graduating with high distinction.
Well, I saw there's a box of tissues over there. Dr. Yanelzi, I promise I'm not going to cry this time. I just want to thank Lauren most of all, my wife. She's amazing. My family, faculty and staff, Professor D'Imperio, Dr. Gerton, thank you. It's been an amazing experience. Thank you very much.
Jason Kessler.
All right, I'm not big on speeches, but all my classmates are telling me to go for it, so just want to thank my family and friends for getting me through this. It's been a 20-year journey to get to this point. Also want to thank my professors, especially Mrs. D'Imperio, imparted many words of wisdom, especially taught me that Java is just not another term for coffee. And for Professor Wozniak, your pearls of wisdom among many classes have been great. You taught me the meaning of being a consultant. You also taught me that you only have to work about 8 months out of the year in order to get a good raise. The other 4 you can spend letting the staff do your review. And the biggest pearl of wisdom I learned is when I want to go buy a six-pack, I always know diapers will be close by. Thank you, everybody. Congrats.
Alexander Leiser, graduating with a minor in business.
Congratulations. Look at the photography.
I just want to say thank you to my family who supported me getting here, my whole college education. I love you guys. Thanks to all my professors and all the faculty who helped me out. I can't possibly express how much all your hard work means to me. And congratulations to everyone graduating today.
Kanel Nang.
I just want to thank my parents, my sister, my friends, and all the faculty that have supported me. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Rosemary Sciuli.
Just want to thank my parents for their love and support throughout school, my brothers, sisters, my boyfriend, the rest of my family and friends, and especially the love from the new baby Dominic. And I also want to thank my professors, especially Professor D'Imperio and Professor Wozniak for their guidance throughout my time here at Penn State.
Mohammed Sesse. Graduating with a minor in business.
Congratulations. Look at the photography.
Test 1, 2. Actually, my name is Mohammed Sesse, not Cisse, so just so you all know. First and foremost, I would like to thank God. He made this day possible for me. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. I would like to thank my 3 moms in Penn State, Christina Brown, Theresa Walls, and Miss Hanson. Basically, you guys are my mom. I look up to you every day I come to school. I also want to thank the IT department for making this day a special day for me. I want to thank the Learning Center, because without the Learning Center, I'll get bad grades. I want to thank the financial office for taking my money too. I want to thank the athletic department. Coach Gassner, you're the best. I'm so happy we repay you by winning the PSU Championship Men's Soccer 2013. I want to thank the Cisse family, my sister, my beautiful sister Khadija, and my beautiful mom. Dad, can you stand up? That's my wonderful dad. He's the guy that I basically look up to. He's my mentor. Without him, I'll be lost, to be honest. I want to thank Justin, the Mantel, you're the best. IT, all the IT crew, thank you all.
Tien Tron.
I want to thank my family, my girlfriend for being here today. Thank you.
Michelle Varghese.
Well, I'm always last, but thank you so much for everyone, and thank you to God, first of all, for getting me here, and thank you to everyone who's helped me get here. Congrats, everyone.
Don't leave. I want to recognize Dr. Paul DiGategno, who has served as Brandywine's Director of Academic Affairs for the past 6 years. In that role, Paul ensured that we maintained the highest academic standards and attracted the most distinguished educators to our faculty. Paul will return to our faculty as a professor of English next semester. Paul, thank you for your service to our campus and to the university.
Thank you.
I now recognize Sean Manderson, President of the Brandywine Constituent Society, representing the Penn State Alumni Association, who will bring greetings on behalf of the Penn State Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Franz. Class of 2013, I didn't hear a "We Are Penn State" cheer, so this is your last exam as a college student. You guys ready? We are
Penn State.
We are
Penn State.
We are
Penn State.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On behalf of the Alumni Association, I'm delighted to welcome you into the largest network that you will ever be a part of. You're a part of over 560,000 living Penn State alumni who are making a difference in this world. So that means no matter where you go, you're going to meet a Penn Stater. If you interview for a job, most likely it might be a Penn Stater. Your fellow coworker, a neighbor, Penn Stater. And to kind of echo what our commencement speaker said, it's important to stay connected. And that means you can do the most simplest thing, which is stay connected here with your alma mater. So we're going to help you with that. And I've decided to give you all a free one-year membership into the Penn State Alumni Association, where you will be connected to all Penn State groups and networks, including Penn State Brandywine, right here, the Alumni Society. So hopefully I can see you guys this year or next year. But more importantly, it's important to stay connected with your friends, your faculty members, and all the relationships that you made here while you're at Penn State. So graduates, would you please rise? And if we have any other Penn State alumni here today, you may stand as well. Stand up, alumni. If you're here in the crowd, stand up.
I guess I better sit down.
Dr. Franz, it gives me great pleasure to induct these graduating students into the Penn State Alumni Association. And on behalf of the association, congratulations, class of 2013. Thank you. You may be seated.
Graduates, all of us here wish you well as you embark on life's next adventure. I hope that your experience at Penn State Brandywine has helped you not only to gain knowledge, but also to be prepared for the challenges ahead. As you leave this campus, remember that Penn State Brandywine is here as a resource for you, a place to which you can always return, a place that welcomes your continued involvement, especially if you would like to contribute to the development program. I congratulate you on all of your wonderful achievements and thank you for the contributions that you've already made to our shared academic life here on campus. We will cherish the time we spent together, and we will look forward with keen anticipation to your frequent returns. Will the graduates please rise? You are now officially graduates of Penn State University. Please shift the tassel from right to left to signify that accomplishment. We will conclude this ceremony with our alma mater. The words are printed on the inside front cover of your program. Please stand, and gentlemen will take off their mortar boards. This concludes the commencement ceremony. Will guests kindly remain in place until the faculty students have exited the gym? Light refreshments will be served in the lion's den of this building. We ask all of you to please stay and join us.